We are live. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PeakFlow Power number 74, where we answer all your questions and give them answers related to high ticket e commerce, high ticket dropshipping, and anything else you want to know. So, happy Friday, everyone. And um, let's get to answer some questions for you.
I think they changed the StreamYard logo.
Yeah, like a duck.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a little. It's a little weird. The font is also a little different.
OD. So how was your week, Trevor? Tell us about your week this week.
Honestly, it was not great because got a headache since Wednesday.
Are you
I think it's due to like this week the weather was like 70, 30, 70, 30,
that
70.
bro?
Like it's like every day. Like yesterday it was like freezing rain and now it's all warm. And tomorrow's freezing rain as well. Like diabolical weather.
Diabolical indeed.
Yeah.
My mom recently just recovered, and I'm fending it off too. What were you about to say?
Is the weather similar in New York?
Bro, it's the same. Like warm one day, cold another. It's just so easy to get like a cold or sick, to be honest. Got hand sanitize. Got a hand sanitize.
I heard there's a COVID variant coming up.
Oh, word?
Yeah. But I don't know. I've seen those for like years and then just resurface on the news. So it might just be old news. But it's
What do you
looks
what
like
do you do to feel better when you're like have a headache or sick?
I just drink tea.
You've been drinking tea?
Warm water and tea, and then yeah, just gain some rest. And then warm showers, they can work, but then like you know how sometimes you like feel like you're like freezing, like you just get so cold.
Oh shit, you have
It-
chills?
no, I think um just sometimes like when you have a fever, you feel like so cold and you
Yeah.
just bundle up and then you end up having a fever.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just feel like really cold, but that went away. Thankfully.
Damn. I guess I'm not the only one that was feeling a little sick. Yeah.
Apparently on Wednesday or like Tuesday, it was like a lot of people had headaches like all over the US, like on Tuesday specifically.
Why Tuesday?
I don't know. I saw on the news.
That's low key funny.
But yeah. Besides the weather, everything else is pretty okay. Should my goal is to hit 6,000 followers on Twitter. We're like 200 something away.
Dude, your Twitter is popping. Is it connected right now? You be getting some questions there.
Yeah, it's connected right now. Got 2 viewers on Twitter. If that's accurate or not. But maybe you have some questions. They actually have some really good questions. It's just they use reply. Like one of them said like just scroll down.
Yeah, I'm looking through your Twitter right now. You have mad engagement.
Someone said for example on high ticket your conversion rate is lower. So you need to spend more per sale, not knowing what converts. What do you think about that?
A lot of people will think that just because you have a low conversion rate with high ticket dropshipping, all of a sudden it means the business doesn't work. That's actually the opposite. When you have high ticket products, it's just harder to track your direct to purchase action. So that's why the conversion rate's a little bit lower. But make no mistake, like there's lots of phone calls, live chats, email revenue that you could take advantage of. And plus you're leveraging an existing brand's market share when you're running the Google ads. So it's just, even though on paper it'll look like low conversion, it's actually hyper profitable. What are your thoughts, Trevor?
Exactly. Like most of the times people are so caught up on conversion rate that they forget, number one, it's really difficult to measure because you have lots of products, but also just the fact that conversion rate doesn't matter as much as how much profit you're taking in. Like you can have 5% conversion rate, 10% conversion rate. Doesn't mean you're making more profits. At the end of the day, profits what matters, and you should track that metric at the end of the day. Because someone said, why is your conversion rate like lower this month? Like you need to fix your conversion rate on your high ticket store. They're like lecturing me.
They
And
said
then
that?
yeah, they're like, your conversion rate, it said like 0.62 in the last 7 days, and it said like down whatever percent. He said, did you figure out why your conversion rate is down? I'm like, bro, conversion rate doesn't matter. And I feel like some people on Twitter, they just say like, they just agree with you because they don't know the industry that well. And I told him like, conversion rate doesn't matter for high ticket, and he's like, oh yeah, I agree with that, blah blah blah. But just a minute ago, you're just saying, why is your conversion rate down?
Dude,
so it's kind of
people will find whatever ways they can to try to discredit the store. That's what it is.
Yeah. Maybe because a lot of times they just don't know what they're saying, which is a lot of times the case. But yeah. Oh, got a question.
What's the question?
Someone said, what creatives do you test for high ticket dropshipping?
We don't
What
test
creatives? Then how are you supposed to make sales exactly?
Well, this person is honestly uneducated in terms of our business model, because we don't need to make videos to go viral to get people to buy from us. We use Google ads, Google traffic. When someone searches for your product, that's when they'll buy from you. That's the difference between Google and Facebook. Google, someone's searching; Facebook, someone's going viral.
Do you think it's possible for someone to do Facebook ads with high ticket?
I think so. But I also think like it's a little counterintuitive, because the whole point of Google for high ticket products is to reach the customer when they're in the researching phase of their buying journey. So let's say you want to buy a lawnmower that's like $5,000. Yes, when you see the Facebook ad, you might want to buy it, but that's like your first few times just getting to know that product, versus maybe you're searching for the brand. You know you need the lawnmower. You need to buy it. You go on Google. You appear there. I just think it's a lot easier to just sell to warm traffic. I think you can do it with Facebook, but I think that's also what the brands that we're selling, that's what they're doing on Facebook. So it's like almost a little counterintuitive. But it might work. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, Trev?
It definitely works. It's just not worth starting on Facebook. But what really works really well is like using both of them. You can use Google and Facebook.
Right.
That's when it becomes like really lucrative. Like you have your Google ads that targets high intent traffic, and then you have your Facebook ads, which is really, really good for remarketing and appearing, because high ticket, you require multiple touch points. They're not usually going to impulse buy something very expensive. So that's why Facebook ads showing the product over and over again on their Facebook feed, on their Instagram feed, on their stories, explore page, marketplace, all over the place. That's when you basically just unlock like the trifecta. Like Google ads is the peanut butter, and then Facebook ads is the jelly. You put them
Nice.
together, peanut butter and jelly.
That was smooth.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's been one of your most impulse purchases then?
That's high ticket.
No, just like
Just
impulse buys, right? Like straight up Facebook ad. Wow, this is so cool. I'm gonna buy it.
definitely like I thought about buying, but like I just ended up not buying. But like what I've seen some really good ads. Usually the ads that target people's insecurities are like really good. Like for example, um, cologne, hype boosting shoes, um, maybe weight
Mm,
loss, something to do with like lifting up your butt, um, stuff like that. That makes people get rid of their insecurities or like hide it or like do something about it. Those ads like usually um, work really well. And like if you use that sort of angle and your product can have that sort of angle, then I think does really well on Facebook. But
that
I
was
only really buy um, like a blender.
yeah.
I guess I bought BlendJet like years ago.
I get it. That was a winning product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BlendJets were cool at one point.
Mine were actually print on demand. Like I would buy like those hoodies or like those designs. And
Mhm.
they kept me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Black boxes. How much you bid on a low funnel when doing manual CPC? When starting out, I would set the bids around like $2, see how much impressions and clicks you're getting. And again, it really just depends on your products, your niche, as you probably already know, and then see what data you're getting in before you make those changes. We'll have some Instagram comments. Let's see. AI Claude code gonna replace our asses. Come work for Anthropic. All other companies are shit, quite frankly. Suck ads are crazy. That Huawei creep sucks.
That's a comment.
That was like 3 comments, 4 comments. AI, AI,
Damn.
AI. I mean, we already know Claude code, the power of it, of like what it can do. Um, and there was like a report like a month ago that says 8 million plus Americans. The new norm is 2 jobs.
How accurate is that though? And to
It
what
is.
date?
It's accurate.
Oh shit.
It's accurate. It's reported by Yahoo Finance, USA Today.
So how do 2 jobs look like? Is like
Representing about 5. But that's only 5.2 to 5.7% of the workforce.
okay.
So it's only 5%, like 6% of the entire job market.
Because I feel like once you have a 9 to 5, like what's a second occupation that you could really do though?
Some sort of like side hustle, like for example,
Uber.
DoorDash, Uber. Those are pretty common. I honestly see a lot of like older folks do Uber and DoorDash like after work.
So what happens when your Tesla Renta Turo replaces Uber?
unfortunately, like the people doing Uber, DoorDash, that type of gig work now. Um, Number one, there's delivery robots. I don't really see in my city, but there's delivery robots that's replacing DoorDash. There's self-driving robo taxis that's going to replace Uber. Not yet, but like you can already see it's in progression, and they're moving really quick, pretty much as quick as they can. Because as a company, if you can eliminate the cost of paying people and just have robots that one-time expense, who wouldn't do that? Same with Amazon. Amazon invested trillions of dollars into robots to replace, I forgot how much, like I think like 800,000 people in the next few years. Yeah, jobs are just being gone and gone. How did we get into this in the first place?
And more importantly, where do we go from here as well? Where do we go, Trevor?
I think it's more important now that you actually uh, it's okay, honestly, having two sources of like two jobs, but I honestly would recommend like if you can have one job and then use the extra time, your 9 to 5 should fuel your 5 to 9, should always be like the model. And not everyone's going to be business owners, and not everyone is meant to do business. But I think at least I think a lot of it just has to do with people's like poor mentality. Like I am connected with people like in college, and they are literally have $200 in their bank account going out to eat every week. Like, do you blame the environment or do you blame the person? Like, if you have $200 in your bank account, why are you spending $40 a week eating out? What do you think?
You asking me a very tough question right now. That's a lot of people. And when I was in college, I mean, I could attest for it, like I was broke in college, but at the same time, I guess the idea of finance and all of this just doesn't go through the mind, because it certainly didn't go through mine until when I was around like 20 years old, when I started going into the workforce, seeing how the real world is like, and just saying like I don't want to do this shit. And I think a lot of people just don't even think about it. They're just kind of in la la land. And that's a very hard place to be in, because you want to be comfortable, you want to be in la la land, but that's like putting your head in the sand.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on that, Trev? Should you pull them
Well,
out? Are you going to pull them out of the sand, or do you just let them stay in the sand?
I feel like why they do that in the first place is because they're just in that environment where like a lot of other people just don't care, and then they might just want to escape from reality instead of facing it. Look, you have $200 in your bank account. You probably shouldn't go out to eat every week.
Yeah.
Stay inside. Um, yeah, I think that's really just what it is. And yeah, honestly, if I was in college, had $200 in my bank account, I'll just be eating ramen noodles, working on business.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Well, you're the type to drop out, and then I was like, wait, you did drop out.
I did drop out.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid $4,000 for a whole month of college
You
for
paid
nothing.
$4,000 for a course?
It was like a semester. It was like for three
See,
months.
so people pay $4,000 for courses.
Look, I did. I paid $4,000 just to learn about liberal arts. Please
What did
explain to
you,
me what exactly is liberal arts. I can't
what class
explain it to
did
you.
you
I was in the class. I had like three different classes. It was like liberal
have?
arts. I didn't get to my classes for my degree that I wanted, which is software engineering. But it just seems like a joke. Like, why am I learning about this nonsense?
So let me ask you this, Trevor. In your situation, granted, you understand how the world works and stuff like that. Will you recommend your child for college?
I would like just give them the reality of like what worked for me. But then if they wanted to, I would pay their whole tuition. But it's really just up to them.
So what if he comes up to you and he goes like, I want to be a liberal arts major?
No, I would just tell them up front, like, you're a failure. Like, you don't belong in this house.
Yo, that's crazy. That's so funny.
You know, stupid gender studies. Like, what type of degree is that?
It's gender studies.
You may as well just like burn that money. Like, what is the point?
Yo, you're funny, bro. No, it's true. They're like, it's gender studies, though, Dad. It's gender studies.
There's like 2,000 genders. You know that?
What are you gonna say to that? Oh my god! If my kid goes to college like that, I'm a failure. And
if your kid goes to college and then says, "I'm doing gender studies as a major," I'm like, you're a failure. I'm not paying for your degree. Like, get out. Doctor, lawyer. It's
oh, interesting. So, Trev, you want the usual doctor, lawyer child?
No. I would only like support the college if it's something that you actually need a college degree for.
What if it was to learn AI and business?
Like business college is an absolute joke.
What if your son said, I want to go to college for a business degree?
I would just say, like, look, here's 5,000 to start a business. That's way enough. If you can't figure this out, like, a business degree won't do anything. 5,000, okay, like adjusted for inflation, might be 10,000 in the year 2035.
You're so nice.
Like, you get $10,000. If you can't figure it out, like, you're kind of lost cause, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Get out of my home right now. Dang, I only started getting impressions for $4 bids. Yeah, those $10,000 products can be really expensive in terms of your bids. You guys are peak consistency.
That's right. That is absolutely right.
Look, I think other people have consistency as well. They have consistency eating out every day with $200 in their bank account.
That was very true. That was really good.
You're just consistent at the wrong things. You're consistently going to bed at 2 a.m. You're consistent, just on the wrong thing. You're consistently not going to the gym. You're consistent. You're consistently eating fast food. You are consistent. The wrong thing. And also, fast food isn't even that cheap anymore. It's like Taco Bell is like $4 a taco now. I remember it was like $1.
Yo, you be just spitting facts to these people on these calls. No, you're right. You know what? I haven't had fast food in a while, so it flew over my head. Dude, Chipotle is like $18-20, no? Like, that's OD.
Yeah. Is consistent on the wrong things.
Yeah.
I only know because, like, I literally went to Taco Bell last week. I haven't went in like years. It's like $4.
You went to Taco Bell? Did you have the shits after?
No, I didn't. Yo, guys, appreciate calls like this. I'm gonna be joining the program this week after watching the free sauce and going back and forth in the DMs too. Haha. Nice.
Nice.
Can't wait to see you. Not Kulak.
Good stuff.
Consistent on the wrong things.
Yeah.
That's it. You provide any services for GMC approval? We work with an agency that has a Google rep that has like better access to getting reviews, but there's no like guarantees on like if it will solve your case. But yeah, that's like what we offer. Why do you think people are consistently lazy?
Well, I was gonna ask you that. Like, what if they're trying, but they just don't get it? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if someone's huh?
But like how?
Yeah. For me, I notice like I'm starting to have a lack of patience when someone just doesn't get as fast. Like, let's say you explain like something and then they're just not picking up, but then they're trying. What about those people?
I mean, if they're trying, I feel like we've all been there, but a lot of the times,
Trev wants to say, just try harder. Just do it.
A lot of times they just be skipping the modules, not calling anyone out, but like, they're just saying like, where's the supplier script? And it's the first thing, supplier module.
Yeah.
Tell me your best-selling SKU. Sunday Saunders.
Just be like, no, fuck out of here.
If we did tell you our best-selling SKU, what would you do with it?
He'll run Google ads targeting your one SKU, and then he'll start appearing as in your listings. And then
you would just run ads directly for that one SKU. I feel like if you were to do that, you would still get clapped because I have all the ad data to know exactly what converts or what doesn't. I have more margins with the supplier. You're just gonna it's gonna be uphill battle.
Yeah, no, it's honestly tough. Like not impossible, but very challenging. It's like, why even try?
Yeah, because as a supplier, like you gotta respect the dealers that's been doing business for you for 5 years versus someone coming in brand new trying to just take the market share by bidding on the brand names and just doing like the bare minimum, not growing the brand. You know, you're not really growing the brand, you're just most likely gonna be bid on the brand terms. I'm currently researching trying to build my list of 30 products / suppliers.
Yo, Ginger funny.
Once I have that, I will be ready to start calling Google Ads. I was able to find the script, no problem.
Yeah.
Something I was wondering is this: if you do close a dealer and become an authorized reseller, what does the back end look like? Would you like to answer this, Marcus? You can answer it first. No,
when you close a dealer and you become an authorized reseller, what ends up happening is they will send you their pricing catalog, their SKU catalog, which is pretty much an identifier for the product. So they'll send you all of the information, and then it's up to you to analyze that information, put it onto your Shopify virtual showroom, and then run advertisements to that showroom. So basically, the back end looks like they send everything to you, all the files through email. You're in charge of consolidating and uploading it, and then you have to figure out the marketing and go from there. How about you, Trev?
Yeah. I would just say if you have a store, I would definitely set up like some sort of Google Drive to organize all your suppliers. Like make folders, name your supplier name, put all the documents that they give you into that drive, so you have it all in one place. But it doesn't look like anything except a bunch of files on the Google Drive and products that you eventually upload to your store, and then maybe email chains. Yeah. Most suppliers are that way. Maybe some might have like a portal or something fancy, but I'd say maybe only like 5% of suppliers have something really fancy like that. Most just do the normal price list, emails for POs, which are orders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wondering how this all ties into Shopify. Yep.
We'll cover that.
If I couldn't approve my site or supplier hunting now, any recommendations what to look forward to? To look forward to closing your first supplier. That's definitely a big milestone. And you want to get 3 suppliers first before you consider launching ads. But supply acquisition is always going to be an ongoing step, and you want to prioritize when you are going to start running ads. You want to prioritize the brands that have map. How do you guys handle high ticket chargebacks?
So yeah, high ticket chargebacks is one concern I see a lot of people having, which is a valid concern. I'll be very honest, chargebacks do happen in the industry, but it doesn't happen the way you might think. And chargebacks only happen when there's miscommunication with the client when you are first making the order. So if you have a CRM, which is a way to speak and interact with the customers through live chat or your 1-800 number, you will accept a order that only you could fulfill. So if you're able to fulfill it, you should have all of the proper documentations. So if a chargeback does arise for whatever reason, you could just submit the claim and it will most likely sign in your favor. Now, in the case where, you did faulty stuff, then that's going to be a little bit harder. So it really comes down to your systems, your processes, and ultimately the community you're in, which I recommend PeakFlow at ecomhighticket.com.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, your thoughts?
Yeah. High ticket chargebacks definitely do happen. It's business at the end of the day. If you like have a perfect business, like even Apple, like people buy knives exactly knowing what to expect, they get chargebacks too. The best way to combat that is just definitely tracking the whole order from the person placing it to the person receiving it. So let customers know, like if there's this like delay with the shipment, let them know. Make sure there's no surprises. And this isn't as hard as you think it is. Just have some sort of like CRM. You can use Trello, that's free, and some sort of simple automation like Zapier. Zap in orders into Trello, and then have your VAs go and check every single order once per day, 5 days a week, and just log inside the CRM. If there's any delays, notify the customer, so that way they already know, like, there's no surprises. That's how you mitigate chargebacks. And a lot of times chargebacks can be won, but if anyone knows about chargebacks, it's definitely based on the person that reviews the case. Even if you have the perfect submissions, you could still lose it. I've found that signatures, they do help win chargebacks more often. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much it for chargebacks.
Nice.
On Instagram, we have Brian Mancada says, "The boys, love you guys. Happy Friday." Shout out Brian.
Yo, what's up, Brian? Spam call, my bad.
What should we start with on ad spend? As in, how much should we spend daily? Good question. You can spend as much as you're willing to spend. I would recommend no more than $30 a day to begin with, because there's really no need to spend more than that. Like $30 a day is $900 a month. That should give you proof of concept and if things are working or not. And recently, we might be transitioning some of our Google Ads strategies to launching direct with PMax. That has like worked pretty well with 1 or 2 clients so far. So super excited to hear like a new strategy. Gonna be working really well.
Super exciting times right now, guys. Yeah.
Asking for SKU because I don't know if I should raise the bids on the low funnel for $6 and rank number 1, or should I keep looking for a SKU that could rank high for number 2? I would recommend seeing what sells first before you try to rank number 1 for random SKUs. Like, if you sell something at least twice, that's a good indication that your ad already works. If you sell something once, I mean, it could be a lucky sale. It could be that it works, but you just haven't gotten the second sale yet. So if you sold something twice, that would be a good indication of trying to raise spend on that single SKU. What's the name of the free CRM? It's called Trello. Trello.
I'm surprised people don't know Trello.
Yeah, it's kind of like little, like low key. It's also like not that fancy looking compared to like other ones, but it also does the job. Like it works. It's been using it for years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so long. It's like so in the tech stack. That's like, I can't believe people don't even know about Trello, but yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Will we get access to modules to these new strategies? Yes, of course. If you're part of the Launchpad and Bootcamp, you get first access to that.
Whoever is inside the Launchpad and Bootcamp right now, which is pretty much our offers, guys, you guys are going to be very, very happy with the new updates to come. AI is going to revolutionize the entire high-ticket dropshipping space. Layoffs are here, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to say to the 42 people that are watching right now?
We have 42 people watching right now.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm humbled. That, bro, 42 people is like a whole classroom, which is just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make my one message for the Friday very impactful as best as I can. So this is my message for you all that's watching. With all of the recent AI layoffs and all of the scare that's going on, I actually see it as a golden opportunity for all of you guys that do come onto our lives with me and Trevor. You know that we answer all of you guys' questions. And also, if you were to go back into history, when the car invention was invented, people that had horse businesses and that entire agriculture world were shocked, right? Let's go back even further. People used to think electricity was demonic and it had bad spiritual vibes. So my whole point being is that there's always going to be resistance with new advancement of technology. And it's the same with the internet. It's the same with social media. It's the same with AI. The only thing though with that is there's also major opportunity. So that's my big message for you all today. As crazy as the scare and the layoffs are all out there, I want a positive message for you guys, which is it's also never been a greater time to make money through the internet on your laptop at scale. There's never been a greater time, guys. If you were born 100 years ago, you'd be a farmer. Literally, maybe in Africa, you might be farming in the safari jungle, trying to get your next coconut water. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Something I want to say is like, I know we say laptop, but like the laptop is kind of like, if you try doing like work on your laptop, it's kind of like tedious compared to your desktop? Do you feel like having two displays or one big display, trackpad for everything? But like you could run your whole business from your laptop. It's just like if you have a desktop, it makes it so much easier
Dude,
because you can see like
you have the vertical screen. That shit's even cooler. But I absolutely agree. Laptop's more travel friendly. Desktop is truly the station.
I think build it on your desktop, and then when you're traveling, bring your laptop. Have your business wherever you go. 'Cause I bring my laptop everywhere. Like that way, I can access my business as long as I have internet.
Yo, Trev, like I'm like more in like finance when the people watch the charts and they have like 5 screens. I'm like imagining that type of stuff when it comes to setup.
Yeah, I actually like. I don't have a vertical. I just have one 32-inch.
That shit was huge.
6K monitor. Yeah, I downsized. I used to have 2 monitors. I just switched to one. I realized that because like not only is it bad for your neck because you have to like do left right all the time.
Bro, just get the meta glasses, bro. You look at
or you could do the what's it called, the Apple Vision Pros, where you can like do your whole setup through the glasses.
What does that world look like?
Well, that world is kind of like being discontinued by
Discontinued?
Well, not discontinued, but like Facebook, they invested $80 billion on the metaverse. 80
I heard that.
It might be $80 trillion. I don't know, 80 billion or $80 trillion, a ton of money, and they discontinued the whole project.
I heard that.
All that money's gone to dumpsters.
Do you think it's a good or bad time to be a software engineer?
I think you could still make it work right now, but like let's just say you're graduating to become a software engineer now. I think you can get in just enough, like just in time. But like when we have kids in the next however many years, and they need to be at least 18 or 22 to graduate, become a software engineer. So take 5 years plus 22, 27 years before your kids are getting a job. By then, yeah, I don't think a software engineer is like,
dude, 27 years. I don't even know what's gonna happen in 27 months, bro. Honestly. All right. Let's backtrack real quick. I'm good at this stuff, right? A year ago, I was using ChatGPT like 2.0. I was on Chat. Since then, we've had Nano Banana image generations. We've had Claude. Now you could do on your who knows where the world's going in 27 months, yo. Like, it's crazy.
ChatGPT 4. ChatGPT 5 was August 2025.
When for the 42 viewers, when 4.0 came out, me and Trevor were just going back. Yo, I can't wait. 4.0 is gonna help us write more descriptions and stuff like that. We're at like, dude, there's like Opus, Sonnet, there's Perplexity, Gemini. It's kind of crazy. They're all like, it's like a new social media wave. They're all fighting for you to use it. Claude's winning for me. Claude, I'm maxing out their tokens. Yeah.
And then once you max out the tokens, you have to wait until like what 8 p.m. for the limit to reset.
Mad whack. Mad whack.
I mean, you can buy more tokens.
I'm on the max plan. I didn't even know how. Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the knowledge in the launchpad. Investment feels worth it.
Nice.
Good to hear.
You should. Honestly, we undercharged. If I'm being honest, like should be a lot more for the stuff and knowledge that is shown. But yo, take advantage. Take advantage.
I got a comment from Nick. Says, I have a high ticket store in the athlete wellness niche that sells cold plunge tubs, massagers, and saunas. Is this a good niche or is it saturated? Saturation just means that you're not skilled enough as an entrepreneur to compete. It is a niche that a lot of people do, which does make it more competitive. But with a lot of people, they're most likely going to quit if they don't see some sort of traction with not just high ticket e-commerce, just anything in general. So, like, I wouldn't pick that niche personally because it's something everyone does. I like more like boring, low key niches. But that's not to say that that niche doesn't work.
Yeah.
We have 50 viewers. Must be all from Twitters.
Dude, it's crazy.
We have 2 classrooms now.
Amazing.
In 2026, what niche is best to start with? There's no best niche, but the best niche is the one that you stick with, and
Yeah.
change niche. When you say high ticket, what price range do you buy/sell? 1,000 plus is considered high ticket. We like to sell stuff 2,000 to 3,000. That's like the sweet spot. We have clients that sell more expensive, 4, 5, 6,000, 10,000 plus. But those are usually like, especially if you go to like 8,000, 10,000 plus, those are more B2B, which just means more businesses buy them than like normal customers. Legends. Thoughts on the war?
You guys know that song called War? There's a song called War. I'm gonna sing it. What is a good war? Absolutely nothing. Ooh, sing along. Ooh, yeah. What is a good? It's a song from Rush Hour, and it's that. Then that's my thoughts on war. What's a good war? There's no good war, guys. War is not good. War is good for business. I mean, I'm not saying this. I'm not, and I'm sorry to say this. Marcus, am not saying this. War makes money though, like profits made from not me, but like
The politician.
Yeah. Like who sells the equipment for wars? Let's think about like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Jose says War by Chief Keef. No, bro. I don't even know who that's by.
Yeah. The markets are looking a little nasty.
Is it really?
Well, just one of my positions. The software companies are all getting hit really hard. The AI companies, I mean, a little pullback, but nothing too crazy. Do you still sell grills? Yeah. Is the PPC for high ticket generally higher for products that cost thousands, or is it such a small niche that the PPC is reasonable? PPC is usually higher for higher ticket items because people that has more margins, so people are willing to bid more. They also make more. That's why your PPC is higher.
PPC. CPP.
What's the best payment gateway solution with Stripe and PayPal? We get this a lot. We specifically just use Shopify payments. We're both in the US. Most of our clients use Shopify payments. If anyone can't get approved with that, they usually use a external one like Stripe.
Have you tried Authorized Net before? I've heard it, but I've never used it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I've seen people recommend it. I have no idea. But yeah, we use Shopify.
How to make ChatGPT recommend my store to customers? That's pretty advanced. That's something I would ask the agency we're working with, but a lot of times this has to do with like reviews, how much traffic your site is getting, and how many times your brand is mentioned on third-party sites. I actually just asked this recently to the agency we're working with a few days ago, and they said overcoming lows in ChatGPT is no small feature considered their brand, but this would consider a few different strategies. One major one is ChatGPT scrapes the web looking for the best reviews and brand mentions from third-party sites. So this is something we would want to escalate. I'm struggling with Stripe. Someone just needs to make a payment gateway that isn't retarded.
How are payment gateways profitable? No, they're probably hyper profitable. They're making money out of nowhere. They're just taking 2%, 3%.
WAP takes like nearly 10%.
Oh, maybe you can use WAP.
does 10% is crazy.
Yeah.
Might be able to use fan bases for Shopify.
Damn, fan bases with Shopify. I mean, you
What's the next step?
Shopify. Sorry.
What's the next step when scaling the store? Where should I hire, etc.? That's like very generic. So you really only get a generic like answer. A lot of things you can do. Like a lot of times if something is working, you want to increase that traffic to that thing that's working. So if it's a certain brand, you would want to spend more on brand. Where should you hire? There's no right place. I like to use like online jobs, PH, to hire. I like the Philippines, like easy to work with. And I usually hire women only because they're not gonna like backstab you, more likely not to. In the business world. Now, if we're talking about relationships, that's
whoa. Trev, did you really just say that on live?
I'm just sharing guys the.
Bro, we have like 50 people on, bro. I have to ask this question for the viewers. You mentioned like you hire only women, right? Okay, fine. What's a woman?
Someone that's
if you had taken your time in college in liberal arts and gender studies, you would know this answer.
Bro. Oh, such a retarded question. Like, what is a woman?
I'm sorry.
I mean, the good thing is in the Philippines, like, there's less of that, less of the gay LGBTQ.
I'm sorry. Let's go by topic.
That was funny. What did he say? Say it again. What is a woman? Do you recommend PMAX first and shopping with the 2 levels? Yeah, that would be the update strategy. I would launch with PMAX, all your brands, maximize conversion value. Once you have a brand that's working well, I will launch branded and generic. Is Empire theme a good theme to use, or should I change? Empire is a good theme. It's more about like the person or the person editing the theme than the theme itself, because any theme you can edit to. Guys, real quick, is it okay to put residential address in your footer for GMC? Yes. What's the solution on misrep in Google Merchant Center? There is no one solution, but it has to do with trust, policies, and things on your site that don't match your Google Merchant Center. I agree. Yeah, I would only for VAs, I would only hire a woman. I think they're easier to train, especially for like customer service. Unless your store is like selling like, I don't know, something that's specifically to guys, like cars or stuff like that.
Maybe golf. Yeah.
Yeah. What data signals do you look for to estimate how long a store or product will stay profitable? And do higher ticket products typically sustain longer lives? The product will always stay profitable as long as the product isn't discontinued from a supplier. Which, if a supplier is selling a lot of a SKU, they're not going to discontinue the product. You'll have some suppliers, depending on the industry, where they'll release a bunch of products and discontinue them months later. And that's suppliers that are like really annoying to work with. But you can, what I recommend you do is like keep the catalog up to date, and also just make sure that you don't sell anything that's out of stock. What are the main things GMC reviewers look for? I need help to clear misrep. Most of the time, it's going to be your policies, reviews, and anything else on the site, like your address. Is City on Grasshopper good to use? Should I change to something else? Yeah, both of them are good. I like Chatra and Quo / Upload Phone, but they're all very similar.
Yo, the questions just keep coming.
Yeah. How can I build a good team in hiring people?
SOPs.
We're going to get a US number for a GMC since I don't live in America. You can use Quo, Grasshopper, Google Voice. You use Claude to search up exactly where you can get a phone number based on your country. What niche would you like to be in, but you didn't want to? I actually really like fireplaces. I sold fireplaces before, but my store isn't in the fireplace niche. The margins were really good. They weren't too technical, and yeah, I like fireplaces. The margins are really solid on fireplaces. But now I wouldn't probably start fireplace. It's a little competitive though. Have you ever turned a brand down because they ended a discount price and saw sales drop? Not particularly, but you can mention a brand that the discount price works better than the normal price. All the questions just start coming. Do I have to put address in footer or just contact us page? Both. What products are good for entry level, just starting out? Should be what niche, but we can't really answer what's best because there is no best. Mentorship, do you prefer students try the business model on their own first before reaching out to you guys? What do you think, Marcus? Do you think for the mentorship, do you prefer students try the business model on their own first?
Regardless, both ways, it will help you. If you have a store, we can help you. If you don't have and you're starting off fresh, we will help you as well.
Okay. Marcus, when you have a call, you want me to answer the rest of the questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to take my step back. So,
all right. Catch you later.
Peace out.
Peace. All right. How do I fix shopping ads campaigns not spending? If your feed is all set up correctly, then that has to do with your bids not being too, or your bids are usually too low. Initially, the brand did 8 to 11K per week with a 10% sale discount, site discount. Turn discount to 5%, and now 2 to 4K. Well, you just have to measure it. Like, for example, if you sell 2 to 4K, but you're only giving 5% off, do you make more profit? Probably not. But you just have to measure 8,000 minus a 10% site discount, how much profit versus 5% making 2 to 4K. You just have to do the math between the two. Because if you're still making 2 to 4K, giving 5% off, that might be a better profit per sale, and that might still be worth running to. Can you type for me, please, the websites you mentioned? Those relate to USA numbers. I mean, I would just go on Claude or ChatGPT and ask it, how can you get a USA number based on your country? Because that would be the easiest step. Do you have any free community like Discord servers? We have a school community that's linked in the description below. That is has 14,000 members that you can join. Has a free training. To be fully transparent, that one's different than the one in our mentorship. The mentorship is fully up to date and the newest strategies. This one in the free school community, you can still use. Not saying it's wrong, like it doesn't work or anything, but there's a better strategy now, and most people usually start with this. What's up? What's up? Is it wise to become a supplier, as in dropping a link to on the store's website when the store becomes profitable? Not sure really what that means, but looks like answer all the questions. So, let's see. Is circumventing different than misrepresentation? Circumventing is different, meaning circumventing just means that you're trying to make a bunch of accounts to get around a suspension. Misrep is just one straight suspension. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. I know Marcus left for the past 5 minutes, but if you would like to work with the team, get the 10K a month profit, you know where to find us at ecomhighticket.com. And answering the last question, what's the best feed tool we used in Process? So apply the work with us at ecomhighticket.com, and we'll catch you guys next Friday.